Hey church, these are things that I'm reading in scripture, things that I hope will help you, encourage you, maybe challenge you a little bit. But the first one comes from Exodus. The Israelites have just made their way out of Egypt, and Moses has gone up to the mountain to receive the commands of the Lord, and the Israelites get a little nervous. So they go to Aaron and they say, do something for us, we're nervous. And so Aaron says, give me all of your gold, all of your jewelry, bring it from your wives, your sons, your daughters, bring it to me. And he ends up forming a golden calf, a god for them. And it says the people responded with enthusiasm. These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up from Egypt. And what's interesting to remember is that as the Israelites were leaving Egypt, God had made the Egyptians give the Israelites gold earrings, gold bracelets, gold jewelry, things that would make them wealthy. God blessed them as they were leaving Egypt with all of these things. And when the Israelites lost trust in God, when they lost faith that God is who He says He is, they ended up stealing those blessings from themselves and bankrupting themselves and using those things to create a God for them, a God that was more visible, a God that they could trust in, something they could see. And in the process of losing faith in God, they stole the very blessings that God wanted to give them. And I think we do the exact same thing. When we lose faith and trust that God is who He says He is, that God is going to do in our lives what He says He's going to do, that He's going to create a life that's better than we can create for ourselves, when we lose trust in that, we begin using our money, our relationships, our own lives to try and create a life for us that we feel is good. So we take our relationships and we manipulate people and we use people, our spouse, our children, we use them to be things in our lives and to create things in our lives that create the life that we want. We do that with our money when we don't believe that God is going to provide security or safety. We take our money and we use that and we hold on to it and we hoard it and we don't share it. We're not generous because if we get rid of it, we're not going to have the security and safety we want. So when we don't trust God, we actually use that stuff to create something for us. And in the end, isn't as good as what God could have given us. We do this with sacrifice. We don't sacrifice. We don't serve others because we're afraid that if we do, we're going to miss out on something. And in the process of doing all those things, we put a strain in our relationships. We worry and fear about our money. We don't live a life that is selfless. Rather, we live a life that's selfish because we're worried that if we don't serve ourselves, God's not going to give us a life that's good enough. And we feel like we have to help Him, and in the process, we spend our lives trying to create a better life for ourselves. And we steal the blessing of just resting in God and resting in trust and resting in those relationships and just enjoying those things. We steal that from ourselves when we lose trust in God. So my encouragement to you is to look into your relationships, look into those things in your life, and figure out, are you trusting the Lord to create a life that's better for you, or are you trying to recreate that yourself?